to take charge at the Air Canada Center here in downtown Toronto. Relevant the Toronto Raptors in their last game, a loss to the Celtics.
And the opponent's shooting percentage is what stood out to me in that game. You can't give up so many easy looks and expect to win.
Yeah, it was an emotionless performance. That's the way I describe it. I mean, they basically laid down, rolled over defensively.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. They've got Hedo Turkoglu. Aflalo is out there at Jameer Nelson. Then there's Glenn Davis, and it's Harrington in at the power forward position. And for Toronto, Bargnani and Valanciunas, the combo out front. Their backcourt is Lowry and DeRozan, and it's Gay in at the small forward position. Now here is Lowry. Bargnani is screen on Nelson. Bargnani is guarded by Harrington. Here's Lowry. Here's Bargnani. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two. It's his first trip to the line.
Well, you got to admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season, shooting better than 90% from the stripe.
You know, he's been one of those players, they've won it on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
And both free throws good from Bargnani.
Well, it was a struggle last year for the Raptors against the rest of the Eastern Conference, and that's something that they have to improve upon. I mean, if you're going to be a factor in your own conference, you've got to start beating the teams that you play on a more regular basis.
Harrington can't get it to go. Here's Bargnani. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. He told me there aren't many big men with the mobility and length of a Jonas Valanciunas, and that he's a player they really have to account for. He said JD's still developing his skill set, but there just aren't that many people in the world of his size. And you factor in his motor, he can really impact the game. Guys, we'll see how they try to deal with it.
Thanks, Doris. Here's DeRozan. Gets it to go. And 15 and 33 for the Raptors against the East last year. Third worst in conference record in the East department. That is not a good one.
No, it isn't. And they have to deal with some injuries, but they also have to be able to put up more wins than they did, or I think they'll continue to be fighting for a spot in the bottom of the standings in the East. Protect your home court. That's the first step in becoming a playoff team.
And the whistle blower is going to be on Andrea Bargnani. That is his first foul of the game. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. From deep, Turkoglu. Another miss by Orlando.
That's excellent defense right there on the perimeter.
Outside Lowry. Shot clock at 6. DeRozan with 1 on the clock. Now Harrington grabs the board.
That's the shot he was looking for. I'm surprised he didn't get it to fall.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right.
Well, after the first 3 misses, I thought they'd get one here, but they still can't connect.
Andrea Bargnani was the #1 overall pick by the Raptors in 2006 draft. He's out of Italy. Tantalizing prospect. He's 7 feet tall. He can shoot threes. He can handle it. To me, he's got some Dirk Nowitzki in his game. He probably needs to follow Dirk's lead and get down on the block and become a little tougher inside to round out his game.
Now, here's Harrington. Following the miss by Hedo Turkoglu. And Nelson gets it to go. Raptors with the lead. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Lowry kicks to Gay. Takes the three. Aflalo puts it in. And the Raptors have had a lot of foreign players living up in Toronto. That international lifestyle, I guess, appeals to them and makes it maybe a little bit easier to run that team.
Kevin, it's really a cosmopolitan city when you look at Toronto, and Bargnani definitely has that European foundation and flair to his game. A big man who can space the floor.
And up the court come the Magic on the break. Flalo's running. Davis with the bucket. For the Orlando Magic, they come into this one following a loss to the Pistons in Detroit.
Indeed, this was a tough loss. They faced a serious comeback intensity that just overwhelmed them in that last quarter. Unfortunately, they couldn't stay in the game enough to force an extra session.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get there in the end, but they were close, just couldn't come back all the way.
Here is Nelson after Rudy Gay's bucket. Now here's a Flalo. Back to Nelson. The pass to Harrington. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break Toronto. That's good from Gay on the assist from DeRozan.
Offensively, he's been really effective so far, making his shots count. No wasted motion.
Turkoglu kicks to a Flalo. Back to Turkoglu. And he's good on the three ball. Turkoglu's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Lowry against Nelson. Lowry gets a screen from Bargnani. Lowry passes to Bargnani. Back to Lowry. Down low. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Turkoglu. And oh, here we go. Turkoglu's got it. The fast break chance. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Yeah, the fans not happy at all with that whistle.
And the fans, as you would expect, not allowing their feelings to be kept on mute, they didn't care for that one.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Gray comes in for Valanciunas. And Amir Johnson subbed in for Bargnani. 5 on the clock. Gate kicks to Johnson. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Johnson's got his first points of the game.
Kevin, nice high percentage look right there.
Feeds to a Flalo. Toronto grabs the miss. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
Well, these are a pair of conference rivals that are going to be very familiar with each other by the end of the season. This is just the first of 4 games they'll see each other.
And finally, that one's good. And Toronto has possession. They trail by 1. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Johnson sets the screen for Lowry. To the paint. 6 to shoot. Gray. Here's DeRozan, and it's good. Terrific work on the offensive glass to make that this year's roster.
That's exactly right, Kevin. You know, in the early season, you do a little scouting. This is where you get your bearings and kind of figure out what you need to do to beat those guys. I love these rivalries.
Nicholson with the bucket.
And again, the lead changes hands.
Yep, back and forth we go, Steve. I mean, back and forth, back and forth. Neither side caving in.
Now here is Lowry. Passes it to Gay. Over Turkoglu. Blocked. Gray, that's good. Now Turkoglu. The dish to a Flalo. He kicks it to Vucevic. Dishes it to a Flalo. Shoots over DeRozan. And again, it's Orlando converting.
Not a really great start for him as he just isn't shooting the ball that effectively here early on.
Lowry with the ball. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. That's good. Mark and Steve, 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
You know, both teams showing a lot of resilience, I think. Coming back and coming back and forth, back and forth.
That reminds me of a song.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen a game with so many lead changes this early on.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Here's Harkless. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. DeRozan on the wing. Shoots. That ball is nice that time from Kyle Lowry. And it's a 3-point Raptor lead.
You know what, last year in the playoffs when they learned that Dwight Howard would not be available. They tried but just couldn't put up much of a fight against the big Indiana Pacers team.
Lowry gets a screen from Johnson. Lowry drawing the double team. And DeRozan kicks to Gay. Off target from outside. Mark, as you said, with the Howard injury for the Magic, injuries can be cruel like that, and the Pacers made quick work of it.
Beat him in 5.
They sure did. Yeah. Steve, that was a pretty good series.
It was. Well, Orlando won the first game, and it looked like maybe they could pull off the upset. But in the end, the talent and the depth of the Pacers was just too much.
Now, here is Lowry. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Great. It's hauled in by Harris.
They haul in that rebound, but they've got to pick things up in that department a little bit.
Things can even out later on, but it's not a good sign for them if this rebounding disparity grows through the rest of the game.
And that one's good. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair back and forth. This has been an unbelievable game to watch.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Here's DeRozan. Orlando grabs the miss.
DeMar DeRozan out of Los Angeles went to USC. A very gifted athlete, strong, explosive. I think he's a player with tremendous upside.
Gay can't hit.
Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him.
Deflected. It's stolen by DeRozan. Now here's Gay. Defense right on him. Johnson sends a screen for Lowry. He dishes it to Gray. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists in the game. Going back to DeRozan's upside. Steve, what do you think he needs to do to take that next steps? Anderson, he's checked in for Gray. Pietrus comes in for Rudy Gay. Ross is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Telfair in for Kyle Lowry. Here's a Flalo. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Flalo's got his second bucket of the game to go. I remember teams were reluctant to wait on Valenciunas to come over, but the Raptors, as I go back down the road, they seem to see the long-term benefit of taking him, and it's paid off.
And more importantly, he feels a need. I mean, they need that strong inside presence, and he'll give it to them with time, as Steve said. This could be a turning point for the franchise, in my opinion. They've got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Well, I like the way they've set the tone. You know, they're going to have to continue to work at it, but rebounds will be key in this game, no question about it.
Toronto trailing. For 3, Pietrus. And Davis pulls it down.
Well-contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
Kicks it out to Turkoglu. Flalo. But they'll get another chance. And the basket by Turkoglu. 27 seconds left here in the first quarter. Telfair, the pass to Ross. Kicks it to Telfair. Jacks up a 3. Good D by Nelson. Picked his pocket. Ross dishes to Anderson. Stays with it and hits the off-balance shot. Heaves it up. Shot is no good. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game.
22 in the rebounding totals.
And it takes an effort from all 5 guys to get a rebounding advantage like that. Everybody has to rebound the ball. That's how you finish off your defense.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Tobias Harris is out there with Andrew Nicholson. And it's Udrich, and it's Vucevic, and it's Lamb with the 2. A little pass fake there, froze the D. Nice move. Udrich has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Magic. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, DeMar DeRozan is blessed with great size and great athleticism, but still he's working to realize all of that potential. Coach Dwayne Casey is hoping he can become their perimeter stopper. Coach Casey said that's our challenge to him, to be a better defender, to guard the best two guards in the league. He has the quick feet, quick hands, athletic ability. There is no reason he should not be able to be an elite defender. Guys, let's see how it plays out.
Well, as his shooting comes along, that's a great way for him to really find his niche, Doris. Thanks. Can't hit. Raptors trail by 3. Here is Telford. 11 points last game. Pass to Bargnani. That falls. Great assist by Sebastian Telford. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. And here is Lang. Harris kicks to Udoka. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Vucevic with the buckets.
You know, they're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up. Most of them seem to be coming inside the paint.
Here's Telfair. Terrific design on the pick look, and he lays it in.
What a great example of how to set the good pick. He really allowed his man a wide open look.
Rudrick, the pass to Harris. He feeds it to Landry. Jumper off the screen. Can't get it to go. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Here is Telfair. He's guarded by Udrih. Picked by Bargnani. Telfair kicks to Bargnani. And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, I think Andrea Bargnani just has so much potential. Got off to that great start last season. Showed a ton of progress, but then a calf injury caused him to miss some time. Put a little damper on his improvement.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Aaron Gray, he's checked in for Valanciunas. Gay comes in for Michael Petrus. Anderson, he's checked in for Ross. And John Lucas is subbed in for Sebastian Telfair.
And you know, guys, for Bargnani last season, as you mentioned, kind of a mixed bag. You know, he missed more than half of the season, yet when he did play, he was as productive as ever in terms of upping his rebound and assist totals. So we'll see what he does this year. I think he's got high expectations. So does his team.
Some changes for Toronto. Johnson comes in for Bargnani. And it's DeRozan in for Rudy Gay. Nelson dishes to Davis. From 13. Rebound by the Raptors. Ray's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And DeRozan kicks to Lucas. Over Nelson. Lucas, that's good. And the Raptors lead by 3. The Magic have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Nelson kicks to Davis. Takes the lead pass. Here's Harkless. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Raptors have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Anderson's shot is off. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his first foul. Michael Petrus is checked in for Toronto. Lowry comes in for John Lucas. Hakeem Ward, he's checked in for the Magic. Turkoglu comes in for Harkless. Ross is checked in for Michael Petrus.
Terrence Ross.
There's the feed to Aflalo. Latre. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Well, you like it when a guy goes hard to the court, but you have to be smart. He went right over his back on that one. Not a good play.
I think he was just over anxious that time.
The kick out to Anderson. Inside. Goes straight up. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws.
At the line for your
Well,
Raptors.
Gray is a guy who may not score a lot, but he does a lot of things to help your team win, particularly setting screens and being physical defensively.
He is deceptively sound. Not a very quick guy getting up and down the floor, but he's very much a mound of mass on the basketball court.
You know, you talk about a franchise that's accustomed to playing in the postseason. The Magic fans have been a bit spoiled in that regard. Seems every year they're in the playoffs.
The main thing there was that he got them a 2-possession lead despite the 1 miss.
Anderson against Turkoglu. There's the pass to a flight. 6 on the shot clock. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Back to the Magic, the team was founded back in 1989, and since then they have had only, 9 postseasons missed? That's a pretty good mark, Steve.
Well, between Shaq and Dwight Howard, they've enjoyed having 2 of the best centers of all time with their franchise over the years. So now it's just a matter of, can they move forward after last season's difficult circumstances?
Boy, for my taste, he's far too inconsistent with that shot. I mean, he's got to make those if he's going to take his game to the next level.
He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. You've got to find something out there.
Lowry with the ball, and it's Nelson picking him up.
Made some improvements a year ago, especially defensively under Dwayne Casey, but they still have not been able to be consistent winners in Toronto, and that's the next step for them.
Bargnani is checked in for Toronto. Pietrus comes in for Amir Johnson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, that certainly sent a ripple through the crowd.
Yeah, no, alley-oop always does that. That's one of the most beautiful plays you'll see in all of basketball. Yeah. It's impossible not to be impressed.
Yep, very exciting play to see that.
Especially when it ends with that big slam like that one.
And Pietrus kicks to Ross. And there's the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Steve just brought up the Raptors here at home. And, Steve, they were 13 and 20 for him last season, so not exactly defending the Air Canada Center by any means. And Clark, as you make a move as a franchise, that becomes like the first thing that you got to show, that you can protect home court.
Well said, Kevin. You can't expect to be a playoff team if you're not north of 500 on your home floor. So the Raptors have brought in some talent and should and could do a better job of it this year.
Lowry with the ball, and it's Nelson picking him up. Here's Bargnani. Al Harrington grabs the board. Harrington's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
This game very well could come down to a few possessions, and if that's the case, rebounding could play large.
Yeah, in a close game like this one, securing the ball is so vital.
Raptors have gotten over 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all total. Pietrus, the pass to Lowry. Over Warwick. The Raptors shoot their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game right here.
That's been a great year for them overall. The Stripe hitting about 82% of their foul shots. Impressive.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And Michael Pietrus, one of the outstanding swingmen defensively that we have in this league, out of the island nation of Guadalupe. Quick feet, long arms. And not only can he defend, but he can knock down the three-point shot as well. A very valuable player on this team.
He's taking care of business at the line, and you expect nothing less from him. Of course, a terrific shooter from the stripe.
Ross kicks to Anderson. And it's Orlando with the rebound. And Pietrus, drafted back in 2003 by the Golden State Warriors, played on their We Believe team. Y'all remember that. Also made the finals with Orlando back in 2009.
You're right. Pietrus has played on some solid teams, was on that team that got to the finals, as you said, in Orlando. He's a guy who can defend at a high level and not afraid to take and make big shots either.
Catching up on the chances for Orlando. Vucevic comes in for Hakeem Warwick. And Nicholson subbed in for Al Harrington.
And I'll tell you what, they might want to pay a little more attention to him defensively than they did on that last trip.
Feeds it to a Flalo. Looking to end his cold spell. And that one's good. Flalo's got 6 points. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Guys, a very interesting motivational object for the Raptors. Coach Dwayne Casey had a 1,300-pound boulder placed in the Raptors dressing room. He said it's from a story about a stone cutter. Every time a stone cutter hits a rock, it may not break. You may have to hit it 100 times, but on that 101st time you hit it, now you cause the rock to crack. Now the team motto has become Pound the Rock. It's a metaphor for working hard, eventually paying off. Casey said, we've got to keep pounding. We've got to keep hitting the rock, and eventually it will crack. That's why we work together every day to get better. Kevin, pretty hard to ignore a boulder that size in your locker room.
Well, it's so true. Thanks. Lowry dishes to Bargnani. And good on the basket. Bargnani's got 6 in the quarter.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. And he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
Passes to a flop. This one for 3. It's good. This time the assist from Udrih. Flalo's got 9.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
Here's Anderson. Shot is off. And it's the Magic taking it the other way.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Here's Udrih. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Boy, what a great job of getting into the teeth of the defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's been their main point of attack. I mean, get the ball deep and try to score from in tight rather than rely on their outside shooting. I mean, that's a more consistent way to score. Take it inside.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And a switcher also for Orlando. Davis is checked in.
For the Magic last year, it was not easy finding road wins. Just couldn't consistently close games.
The Magic making a switch here. Harkless is checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. For the Magic, their road record last season was 16-17, close to 500, but not what they want to see if you're thinking about trying for a title.
Yeah, but their season really got derailed by Dwight Howard drama. So I think their play on the road, under the circumstances, actually wasn't too bad.
Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane baptism.
Orlando leading.
I like that foul. You don't want to give up an easy 2 in transition.
No, you don't want to give up the layup. Make him earn them from the stripe, and maybe you get a break and he makes only one of the free throws or misses them both.
For the Magic, Al Harrington's checked in for Tobias Harris. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. 1:58 left to play in the first half. DeRozan kicks to Telfair. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Telfair's got 4 points in the quarter.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Nelson outside. 1:31 left in the first half. Harrington can't get it to go.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Gay against Nelson. And it's good. 6 points for Gay.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
He kicks it to Harkless. The dish to Udrih. Davis with a screen on DeRozan. Here's Nelson, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
And defensively, remember, you got to fight through screens to avoid giving up open looks.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve. And the defense has to go over the top of that screen. I think that's how they get it done.
Here's Gay. It's blocked. Nelson kicks to Harkless. Cannot hit. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. DeRozan with it. Picked up by Harrington. Valenciunas. And he finishes nicely on the way.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, we'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Harrington with a screen on DeRozan. And Udrih kicks to Harrington. It's stolen by Johnson. It's tipped. Nelson with the steal. And the first half comes to a close. A tie-game game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Well, we know he can score, so it's not really a huge shock to see him put up these kind of big numbers.
And I would think that he most likely will continue to carry on this kind of play into the fourth.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Toronto right now, their backcourt is Lowry and DeRozan. Bargnani and Valanciunas, the combo out front. And it's Gay in at the 3 spot.
Nice touch near the hoop.
Nelson against Lowry. Lowry gets a screen from Bargnani. Lowry passes to Valanciunas.
Magic foul.
Well, you know, one of the reasons the Raptors drafted Valanciunas is the star potential. They had to wait for him for a year before he came over, but a big man with that kind of game offensively down on the block, that's tough to find. So I think Toronto made a really good pick there.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Magic shooting reasonably well, 45%. Turkoglu kicks to a follow. Shot is blocked. Bargnani dishes to Lowry. He passes to Gay. Sanford with one hand.
You know, that's something he's capable of every trip down.
And it's just impossible to get tired of.
Yeah, there's always this excitement, this aura that surrounds him, guys, and the crowd senses it.
And that replay sponsored by Sprite, giving us a great look at that one.
You guys, going back to one of the things the Raptors have said they've noticed with Valanciunas, unlike some 7-footers, he's not the reserved, quiet type. I mean, he's energetic, engaged, intense. I mean, they see him as a leader. I think that bodes well for the future.
DeRozan on the wing. This is to Bargnani. He dishes it to Gay. A 3. And again, Toronto with a triple. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Over there, Steve, he's enjoying every second of the
Yes,
party.
me too. Man, this has been great, guys. The fans getting their money's worth. Their whole team's just playing so hard up there.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Lowry against Nelson. The drive by Lowry. Lock at 6. Here's Bargnani. Rebound by the Magic. Turkoglu's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Lets it go from 14. A follow the pass to Davis. And that one's good. Davis has got 4 points now in the quarter. Raptors trail by 3. Lowry with the ball. And it's Nelson picking him up. Lowry kicks to Bargnani. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Well, we're into the 3rd quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Davis setting the pick for Turkoglu. In low to Davis. Basket is good. The assist from Turkoglu. Turkoglu's got his 4th assist in this one.
You can't fault what he's been doing out there. Some really impressive shooting.
Bargnani a screen on Nelson. Lowry dishes to Bargnani. Kicks it to Gay. Beyond the arc. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That is his first foul of the game. Magic leading by 3.
You know, the Raptors were really terrible defensively in 2011. Even though they didn't quite make the overall strides they wanted to, last year they were able to get closer to where they need to be.
Nelson the pass to Davis. Turkoglu fires for 3. DeRozan with the rebound. DeRozan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Gay. That falls. Nice speed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's 13 points for Gay. And to turn a team around like the Raptors defensively, you know, Steve, it's going to take some time.
Well, it always takes time. Take over a new team like Dwayne Casey did a year ago, and you don't have defensive-minded players. You can scheme all you want, but if you don't have the talent, it's not going to work. So I would look for Toronto to continue to try to improve their roster from a defensive standpoint.
Lowry kicks to Bargnani. With the lead pass, DeRozan defended by Turkoglu. It's Gay in the drive.
Well, what's amazing about Gay is the body control, the athleticism, the ability to go up for a shot and absorb contact and still kind of hang there and knock the shot down. Just an amazing wing player. Probably one of the most underrated scorers in this league.
I'd agree with that. He's a superb athlete with great composure offensively. And that ability to finish over the top is a big part of why he rarely gets in funks and cold spells. He knows he can get his shot off whenever he needs to.
Orlando trailing here. Aflalo kicks to Harrington. Count that one. Harrington's got 7 points for the quarter.
So many lead changes. It doesn't seem like either team holds the advantage for long.
There wasn't any chance they would be able to compete as they normally would have with all of that friction and ruckus going on.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Vucevic changing for Davis. Nicholson comes in for Al Harrington. And Tobias Harris subbed in for Hedo Turkoglu. Now, here is Nelson. 6 points for him. From deep Aflalo. Count the bucket. Aflalo's got 12 in the game. Well, back to the Magic, you can survive a little in-house fighting, but they took it to the next level. When coach is supposedly hearing it from a player in a public forum, it just doesn't feel right.
No, not at all.
And their season was a disaster. Even though they didn't make the playoffs, Steve, they didn't have much of a compass.
No, it really became a distraction for the team. The entire dynamic. It was really a shame because I think that team had a lot of talent, so they should have been able to do more.
And that one's good from Petrus. And Clark and Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither side really able to create much of a cushion at all. So which team can make a little run here? We'll see.
Vucevic with the bucket.
I can tell you for sure they didn't want this. I actually can guarantee it. They're getting pounded, brutalized inside.
It wouldn't be so bad if they were getting the same looks on the other end, but that's just not the case.
Telfair dishes to Petrus. That 3 off the mark. The Magic have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Nelson, the pass to Harris. Funny shot. And there are the Magic with another bucket. And so here's Toronto. Petrus with a screen on Nelson. Pass to Petrus. He feeds it to Johnson. Here is Telfair, guarded by Nelson, and it's blocked. They retain possession, and that one's good. Orlando leading. Now Aflalo. 12 points for him. Harris. The feed now to Nelson. The pass to Vucevic. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Soft defense right there. Way too soft. A lot of rumors were swirling around the Raptors and their 8th overall pick in the draft. Would they trade it? Would they move up or down? Eventually, they shocked a lot of people by keeping the pick and taking Terrence Ross.
Aflalo, that's good. And it's a 5-point Magic lead.
Boy, both teams showing a lot of hustle, Clark.
Steve, especially since halftime, I mean, they're flying around out there, giving up a lot of energy and putting together a pretty good show.
Anderson, a screen on Nelson. Telfair. Gets it to go. Telfair's got 6 points.
You know, going back to Ross, really a bit of a shot when he jumped all the way up to 8th in the draft when Toronto picked him. When you look at the Raptors roster, it makes sense. They've got a lot of young bigs. They've traded for Kyle Lowry at the point guard spot, so they needed shooting and they needed wings. And Ross, probably the best one on the board when they picked. Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Here is Telfair. 6 points for him. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to Ross. For the tie. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 5th rebound in this one. Now here's Aflalo, covered by Petrus. And Aflalo kicks to Nelson. Passes it to Aflalo. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Harris misses. Raptors trail by 3. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
So Nelson with it. 6 points for him. Here's a good screen. Gives him a lead pass. Here's Vucevic. Good. A nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got his 4th assist in this one. Now Telfair, 8 points for him. He kicks it to Petrus. Lets it go with a 3. Good. Petrus has got 8.
That's what a good solid screen will do for you. It gets you a good look at the hoop.
We've got 1:55 left in the 3rd. Here's Nelson. Out to Harris. Pass to Nicholson. The dish now to Nelson. Another shot. Here's Vucevic. Stuffs it through.
There he goes again, that lower body root canal, clearing out space under the offensive glass.
Yeah, that is an area he absolutely excels in. Pedestrian or not.
Is he Novocaine for that?
Tipped away. Anderson a screen on Nelson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ross. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Well, Kevin, a look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. 12th in free throw percentage, 14th in assists. As for the rebounding numbers, not as strong as you would think. Top 20 in the league. They certainly are capable of better.
The Magic making a switch here. Glenn Davis is checked in for Vucevic. Boric comes in for Nicholson. Tito Turkoglu is checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's Udrih in for Jameer Nelson. The Raptors making a switch here. Bargnani's checked in. And a change for the Magic. Al Harrington's checked in for Glenn Davis. Turkoglu dishes to Harrington. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Magic have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys. Down below 70% as a team from the line.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
John Lucas is checked in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's Lucas. He's guarded by Udrih. Gay against Harrington. That is good. And that's 17 points for Gay.
This team really needs this kind of effort. He is bringing it forward. He's converted time and time again this quarter.
Turkoglu inside the line. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Turkoglu's got 9.
Big boost in their three-point shooting percentage this half. They're starting to knock it down from long range.
You know, when a team comes out of the half shooting like they've been, it's just demoralizing if you're trying to cut into a lead.
No good from Bargnani. From midcourt, can't get it to go. 3 quarters, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Magic lead by 4. As the 4th quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Uncontainable game. Let's go to Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Tonight's uncontainable game has been the bench for the Magic, Kevin. When you can rely on that second unit for a contribution, it's a huge asset, and they've shown the ability to contribute in bunches off the bench, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you again. Their reserves, Steve, were just itching to get out onto the floor. Early on, they wanted to make a difference here.
Well, they usually do, Kevin. You know, but as a coach, you've got to know how to use them, too. And I think it's been a masterful job tonight giving the reserves just the right amount of minutes. Starters or reserves, they seem to have fresh legs on the court at all times.
Well said, Steve. There's been very little drop-off in the energy level since the very start of this game, and contributions from the bench have had a lot to do with that.
So on the floor for Orlando. Woodruff out there with a foul. Then it's Warwick. Then it's Al Harrington. And it's Turkoglu in at the small forward. Lucas kicks to Gay. Over Turkoglu. Shot's good by Gay. Gay's got 13 points in the second half.
He's as close to impossible to defend as anybody, I think. I mean, he can just torch the defense in so many ways.
Here's Nicholson. Can't hit the free throw line jump. Raptors trail by 4. And here's Lucas. Back to Gay. Dishes to Lucas. Over a Flalo, but he recovers it. Bargnani passes to Lucas. And again, Toronto with the triple.
That's all the space he needs, guys. He'll make you pay every time if you give him that shot.
Nelson dishes to Harrington. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. And the Magic lead by 4.
Boy, they answered that three-pointer right back.
It is raining threes in here now, boys.
Here's Gay. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Rudy Gay playing very well.
He's got 19 points and 2 blocks. Well, there's some players having good games offensively or defensively, but this guy, he's doing both.
Yeah, Steve, it's as versatile performance as we're likely to see.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Gray. And it's Lowry in for John Lucas. Glenn Davis is checked in for Orlando.
Really good work defensively. This coach has to be happy with his team.
Yeah, forcing that miss right there, great effort.
Lowry with the ball, and it's Nelson picking him up. Here's Gay. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
Boy, that was a tough one, because if that goes down, you tie the score.
And you know they wanted it to go down. They put together a nice run. That would have tied it.
Davis kicks to Nelson. Turkoglu. Harrington, the pass to Turkoglu. The 3-ball. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back heel.
Yeah, that was kind of clumsy looking. He's not going to get away with that.
He climbed all over him like he was on the ladder. I mean, that's an easy over-the-back call there.
There's a screen. Lowry drives in. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Raptors.
You know, when you look at Kyle Lowry, he's just barely 6 feet tall, but he is feisty and furious. I mean, he's a mighty mini at the point guard position. I think he's kind of pit bull-like, quite honestly.
That one drops. He ties it up. Going back to Lowry, who's out of Villanova, a Philly guy for that matter, and that might account for maybe some of that grittiness, Steve, that Clark was just talking about.
Yeah, he's very physical. You know, not the biggest guy, but he's strong. He takes charges. He's a good defender. He's also really a good rebounder for a player his size.
Harrington gets it to go. Harrington's got 14 points here in the second half.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Lowry with the ball, and it's Nelson picking him up. Back to Lowry. Right side Lowry. No good from Valanciunas. Magic have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Aflalo dishes to Nelson. And here's Turkoglu from the arc. Rebound by the Raptors. Lowry's got 4 rebounds in this game. Rudy Gay on the way. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. And it's now 23 points for Gay.
Yeah, the shot is starting to fall, guys, and he's playing much better than he did in the first half.
And Davis puts it in.
Another inside bucket. They've got a huge edge in points in the lane.
That's what every coach preaches, inside out, reversible clothing.
Now Lowry. DeRozan is guarded by Harrington.
Wow, that's number 4 on him. And he's got to start being aware of how close he is to 6. I mean, he's got one more foul before being DQ'd, that is.
The first free throw is good.
You know, last season, I think DeMar DeRozan was disappointing for the Raptors. He had had such a good rookie year. They were expecting great things from him, but he struggled with his shooting, and he turned the ball over at an alarming rate. So he needs to get his game back on track.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Amir Johnson's checked in for Valanciunas. Anderson comes in for Bargnani. Michael Petrus is checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's Telfair in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Turkoglu. Here's Davis. And the layup falls. Davis has got 10 points in just the second half.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
He dishes it to DeRozan. And that misses. That would have put him up. And DeMar DeRozan, the 9th pick overall back in the 2009 draft. Certainly some expectations, Clark, with being such a high pick.
Yeah, and I don't think he's disappointed. Always athletic. The goal for him is to continue to grow as a basketball player, to hone in on that athleticism and produce consistently at both ends. I think he's heading in that direction.
Here's Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Look down the Raptors' upcoming schedule. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. And that one falls for Johnson.
The thing you like about Amir Johnson is just how bouncy he is for a big man. And still very young. Amazing that he's going into his 8th season in the league. Still just 25 years of age.
Ross is checked in for the Raptors.
And guys, of course, Amir Johnson is one of those holdovers from the days of drafting kids right out of high school. I like the fact that he continues to improve. He's adding range to his jump shot. He's getting more consistent at the foul line. Still has an awful lot of untapped potential in his game. I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now.
Anderson. Good on the 3-point shot. Anderson. The Magic have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the 4th and even 50%. Beatrice against Turkoglu. Ross grabs the board.
He has not shot the ball well here, and I think it's time for him to start looking for his teammates a little bit.
Anderson, a screen on Davis. Ross kicks to Telfair. Kicks to Ross. He feeds it to Anderson. Just 5 to shoot. To take the lead. Gets it to go. Anderson. And the Raptors lead by 2.
What a great game. This looks like it's going to go right down to the wire.
Well, you talk about what happens in close games. Mistakes are magnified. Both teams have to be very careful down the stretch here.
Nicholson's checked in for Hedo Turkoglu. Here's a follow. Back to Davis. 6 to shoot. Has it outside. Johnson, and Nelson gets it to go.
That's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve, and the defense has really been way too passive for my liking.
Here is Telfair, guarded by Nelson. Telfair, the pass to Johnson. Can't get it to go, so Orlando will take it the other way. Nelson gets to Harrington. There's the 3. They get it back. Good.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
Here is Telfair. Lets it go from the wing. And he hits the jump shot.
Mid-range jumper, just another one of his weapons.
The Magic have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the 4th, exactly 50%. Nelson kicks to Harrington. Back to Nelson. He passes to a Flower. Pass to Nicholson. Shot clock at 6. A fader. And the foul on Michael Peaches. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Well, I love the fact that he's fighting hard on the boards, but you got to be smart too. Over the back, that's an easy call there.
Well, that's simply the result of poor position under the glass. But at least you can't fault him for being passive. He was trying to be aggressive there.
Hedo Turkoglu is back in for Nicholson. A follow with it. Back to Harrington. And it's Kyle Lowry with the rebound. Lowry's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now the pass to Gay. Goes up on the block, and that one's good. Gay's got 25 points.
Well, he stepped up this quarter, providing a hot hand to help carry them offensively.
Nelson kicks to Davis. The feed to Turkoglu. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. It's Gay with the drive. And he slams it in one-handed.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Busted right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
Here's Harrington. The Magic again can't hit.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah. Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Toronto.
Toronto with the... They're on a 12-4 run right now. Lowry drives in, feeds it to Valanciunas. That's good from Gay on the assist from Valanciunas. Now it's a 6-point Raptor lead.
He cannot play any better than he is right now in this quarter, guys.
One shot.
That's good from Gay. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk
Turn it on and leave them in the rear view mirror. It won't be easy, but guys, I know we can put them away. Let's see if they can deliver, Kevin.
Turkoglu gets the screen from Davis. The 3 from Aflalo. And good coming off the assist from Hedo Turkoglu. Turkoglu's got 5 assists in the game. Now Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Bargnani has screen on Nelson. Lowry kicks to Bargnani. Here's Nelson. No good. Good work defensively by Lowry. Raptors leading by 4. To the middle. Tipped. Gay dishes to DeRozan. Back to Gay. Follow the pass to Davis. He kicks to Nelson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Take a look at what Nelson's done. He has 8 points and 6 assists. He's had great awareness out there, exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
Well, it really does seem like he's been one step ahead of everybody else out there, anticipating plays so well.
Both free throws good for Nelson.
Boy, they needed those 2 free throws to go down. They're definitely within striking distance now.
Outside Lowry. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Lock at 6. Bargnani sets the screen for Lowry. Back to Gay. Second chance shot, and that is good. Turkoglu kicks to a Flalo. Harrington from deep. Here's Davis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, he got west. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
And his second attempt at the line, no good. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Gets the first, that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Well done converting those free throws. He was not going to pass up that opportunity to pad the lead.
Once again off the mark, Orlando. And here's Lowry. The dish to Valanciunas. Shoots from the high post. No good. And so it's Toronto winning this one. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan.